Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. I hope you're all fine and dandy. I'm always amazed, guys, how often I get asked the same questions, such as, wow, this mod looks amazing. What is this? You know, where do I get this map from? Yes, it's a mod, guys, but FAF is so much more than that. Obviously, my little promotional spiels that I haven't augmented for the last 2 or 3 years aren't quite getting the message across for some of you. Essentially, guys, way back when, the company that made Forged Alliance, GPG, pulled support. They went out of business not long afterwards, but they decided it was impossible to carry on supporting the game, and as a result, at the time when they went down, the only way to play was through Steam. So the community rallied together and decided not to let the game die, and managed to scrape together their own community-driven client, and that's what FAF is. It's a mod as well. It's balanced. It's got all of the other mods that exist out there. They've been integrated in, so they're quick and easy to select and set up on games. You've got all the maps there, map vaults. You can watch live games as and when they happen, and it's got the replay vaults there, so you can browse through all the old ones. It's got competitions for tournaments, all that kind of stuff. It really is fun. It's so much more of a complete gaming experience than you can get on Steam, which is the only other way to play FA online, and you'll basically never guaranteed to get a game because so few people actually play on Steam now. And it's also running some bizarre like side version of patch 3603 way back when, which is considerably less balanced than the product we have today on FAF. So there we go. And of course, once you have FA, guys, FAF is completely free. If you want to check it out, the download link is in the description below all of my videos. So why not, if you've got FA and you want to play online, that is where you need to go, guys. That's enough of that. Right, on to today's game. It's going to be a custom 1v1. And I know I said I was going to kind of focus on some 20-minute or get some 20-minute, 30-minute replays together for you guys. Today's one will run a few seconds under an hour, so it's not that I lied, it's that I was selective with the truth. No, it's just that this replay fell into my lap and I quite like it. Plus, it's got Tag Rock in it again, and it's not that I'm trying to bribe him to stay and not run off and play other games with exposure. Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, actually, but not that I'm sure he watches my little channel here. But if you do, we love you, Rock. Stay and fight for your nation, or your what is the Rock of Gibraltar? Is it a principality or is it its own nation? I don't know, but it's that there aren't many of you out there, son, so keep playing. And there goes my little background there, Julo. That is why I need to redo these openings if you're watching, because they're just not long enough. Always professional here at Guilecast. Anyway, it's going to be a custom 1v1 as we said, and that action is going to take place on open palm. So let's go on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. So, as we can see, of course, not a ladder match, not red and blue, yellow and red. And let's take a look at our player in the top left in the yellow corner. Of course, none other than Tag Rock, rocking the Seraphim again as he was in the previous cast. So I'm wondering if he's not actually been going random, if he's making Seraphim his new thing. Cybrin, of course, classically always was Rock's race of choice, but perhaps he's looking for a new home. And there he is going first air again, as he did in the previous match as well. So could be seeing some early bomber pressure from him. Certainly not bomber, literally bomber first. That never happens anymore due to the alterations that have been made on bomber power costs. So going straight for the engine there. Let's take a look at his opponent down here in the other nook in the bottom right-hand corner. It's not quite the corner, but you know what I mean. He's fiery. I haven't seen this guy around unless he's changed his name and it's someone else altogether, which is probably likely. Probably should have done my research on that before, but he's 1900, so giving up only 100 global ranking points there to Rock, and he is going Cybrin, opening first land and second air there. Now, how far are we behind this first bomber? Still producing engineers for the moment. Another one on the way. I'm going to bump it a couple of places because I know that bomber is coming. I'm excited about it. It has to. Come on, Rock. Early pressure. I know you're going to do it. There we go. So 10% complete on that early bomber. Build capacity out to the hydro. And usually you get the ACU coming out a little bit sooner than that. Better consistent with the ACU getting there and helping the first NG to build that hydro, but everyone does it differently. In comes the bomber now, and a scout plane as well. It's going to be running intel for that bomber, but we have that second factory, that air factory, in place now for Fari. He went scout plane first of all, but then is going interceptor. In comes the scout plane for Rock. So Rock will have a location on some early engineers to kill. He's going to get that first bomb away. It looks like it's going to land flush right in between the two, pausing construction on the hydro, which is going to stop short of 1,000 HP there. Another bomb away, kills an engineer just as it comes out of that factory there. Very nicely done indeed. But Sky Slammer's now being produced as we speak, and that interceptor that's also already out should prevent... No, he hasn't got a lock on that bomber. Instead, Fari, very confused about what is going on with his Inti there. Just kind of chilling at the entrance to his base instead of getting on and killing the bomber. But in comes another bomber there from Rock. Is he going to manage to kill the engineer? Yes, he is. That cancels all of the structures around the hydro once again. So Fari's still not able to get that hydrocarbon online. And down goes the second bomber. Any more for any more? Well, it doesn't seem like it. But a couple of bombers, not too bad trade when you consider how long he's held up production of that hydrocarbon. Has that stalled Fari on power? Well, it's not stalled him, but he's certainly not doing too great. +3 net so far. Well, look at Tag Rock. He is way down on power, and that is with the hydro. And that is because he's going straight for a transport, so that'll be Rock trying to make an early grab for one of these two corner plateaus up here. 3 mexes apiece, of course, and now we hear some more bombers out in play. This time it's from Fari, and he's managed to snag a couple of NGs around the hydro. Another one there really badly damaged there for Rock. Lots of T1 P-Gens queued up around those land factories. Kind of unusual to see all land factories around the hydro. Usually you get an air factory placed around there, but of course Rock going air factory first, blocking that first one down right in the center of the base. Probably feels for the moment doesn't need any more for any more, but one lone Hero Mantis working on the forward mechs. A couple of FAMs going to turn up and spoil the party. Nice little wiggle though from Fari, keeps it alive, and he's going to stroll right on out of range. However, it does mean that he's not going to pick up that second mech skill. First one though down. Taking a look at early eco though, and I'm not sure if it's just down to the bomber harassment from Rock or not, but certainly Fari getting the less efficient start here at the end of 5 minutes or so. 25 mass generated there for Rock and just 13 for Fari. Another set of bombs away, takes out 3 sitting engineers there, very nicely placed. Another one grabbed as well, so 4 kills already for that bomber, and another set of bombs away is going to cancel production of the interceptor on the pad there for Rock. Very nicely done indeed. We'll take a quick look at Reclaim while we've got Fari's vision selected there. So 647 mass banked so far for him, and Rock on 678, so virtually nothing between these two guys, as you'd probably expect on open palms after just 6 minutes. But that's an awful lot of land factories. Do you really need it? That is slightly gratuitous. I'd be very surprised if he gets all of those in play, or even if he decides that he wants to. That would be a curious decision. But why not go en masse? So first engineer's dropped, and he's gone for the top right plateau there. Just one engineer down, picked up those 3 mexes and is hoovering up the trees to grab the space for a land factory. And he hasn't got any more engineers on board. The rest are just THAMs, and their timing could not be better as they land right next to an NG there and cancel that queue on the bottom right hand corner there for Fari. And Rock assaulting both sides of the nook here, taking down 1 mex and nothing in range to assist the second one either. Down goes that at the pace at which continents move apart. Very nicely done indeed. Little attack here coming in from the west there from Rock. No Zuis in the mix, so rate of decay on the structures takes a little bit longer. But Fari going to bring some Mantis in to try and seal the breach. These Tham's not going to get anything done on the ground, I don't think. But in terms of map control, not looking great. But look at this, Fari strolling right up to the other end of the map, and he had a bunch of support with him. But subsequently, have all been destroyed. Take a look at all these Mantis and Tham wrecks. There's been quite a ruckus up here while we've been chatting about rather asinine things at the other side of the map. But that's what you get at Guilecast. You're not really here for any actual strategic importance or value. Just here to let me listen to the sound of my own voice. That's after all what we're all here for, surely. But it's an awful lot of Thams chasing Fari down. An awful lot of Thams. Fari dropping down to below 5,000 HP. Got a quick rank of veterancy there, but it hasn't helped him too much. He's trying to shuffle in some reinforcements across the central plateau there. But it's an awful lot of yellow around his comm. Down into the red now. 1,700, 1,600, 1,500. Mantis coming in from the south. Rock really needs to keep the pressure up here. He could potentially have let it slip away. Of course, the ACU's not as fast as the units. That is deliberate on the mechanics front. T1 unit's got to be able to chase down the ACUs. But Fari getting a little lucky here. Slight error from Rock. I think Rock could have potentially forced an early end to the game there in just 9 minutes if he'd have really pressed the attack. Who knows? Maybe he didn't want to as yet. But another little push down here from Rock. Kills off the engineers. Cancels the production, or stalls the production, I should say, of that autogun. That's not going to get completed. So the attack may continue. It's not going to cause any damage to the main base, but might potentially take out another mass extractor here. But another wave of Mantis coming back in from the center. That was, of course, the group of units dispatched to help the ACU there. And that transport has been busy airdropping other engineers about the map. Another land factory, this time on the southwestern plateau in the southwestern corner of the map there. So Rock making the play for both of the plateaus at the edges of the map. And that will give him a significant advantage long term. 6 mass extractors between the two of them. Not too shabby at all. So ACU's locations here and here. Fari still looking pretty peaky after that engagement in the center. Back up to 2,700, 2,800 hit points, of course. Cyber and ACU getting a little bonus as it does to regen. Just grabs those hit points back a little quicker than some of the other races. He's busying himself by getting an auto gun at these two mexes over here, and that's going to go up in the nick of time. There's a couple of Thams coming in to pressure this position. There it goes. No rice for you, Tham. Down you go. You wouldn't have stood too much chance anyway with the ACU sitting there, but another forced cancel as the engineer gets popped at this other starting location at the eastern edge of the map. Meanwhile, stream of Mantis passing a stream of Thams in the center. Fari with an opportunity to get a bit of a run by. And interestingly enough, Rock has been so aggressive, he hasn't actually made a play for his rear mass here, or even the mass either side. I don't think that's... Oh no, he has made a play down here, and that has been destroyed. You can see a mole in place there belonging to Fari. That has gone some way to help grabbing. It may well have been this unit here. Well, we've got 1 kill on board. I think that would have been that mechs there. So very nicely done indeed. Couple of Mantis trying to breach the base now. No such luck though. Too many Thams lurking. Does manage to kill off that mass extractor. That cannot be accurate. 98 generated mass. Surely not, no. Down to 73, but even so, 62, is this all reclaim or what? Well, he is reclaiming quite a lot, 53, but certainly we're looking at pretty much double the generated eco now in favor of Rock, so Rock comfortably ahead in this one, and is also looking pretty aggressive with his ACU hanging out near the entrance to Fiery's base here, even stopping to grab himself a T1 PD as well, help secure these two mexes. Has he got any upgrades on the commander? Well, no T2 as yet. No gun either. A little bit of a counter push up here as the Mantis continues to press up towards its other starting location, but T1 PD in place. However, 3 or 4 engineers getting slaughtered there, and as a result, T1 PD being paused. So nice little grab there, but there's a lot of point defense going up all over the place now. Interestingly, as T1 PD has had a bit of a nerf of late, but I like what's going on up here. Quick drop there, engineer drop from Fiery. He's got a couple of engineers going in a land factory and 1 Medusa, and astonishingly, Rock has not noticed these 2 engineers lurking around up here. So much build capacity being produced, but look what 1 or 2 Medusas can do. That is awful. It's like an attack on a school or something. It's just not nice to see at all. One lone lab coming in to help tidy them up as well. Quick reclaim deals with him. But Rock noticing the danger a little too late. Build capacity over here as well, going straight for a T1 PD. So that is going to be a grab from Fiery. Rock won't be too upset about losing it. He has got the other plateau after all, and still comfortably ahead with a lead of about 20 generated mass. Let's take a look at reclaim so far. So 4,800 for Rock, 3,900 for Fiery. So Rock ahead on reclaim as well. Definitely in the lead comfortably on every front so far. Map control a little bit in his favor. Eco doing well. Down goes a little T1 radar. I like the positioning of that actually, just up on that first tier ledge, but still not cunningly positioned enough for Fiery not to see it. Take a look at mechs granting enough vision to notice the problem. Stream of fans coming in single file there from Rock down the center, going to pass a much larger stream of Mantis heading in the opposite direction. The opportunities for a smash and grab here from Fiery, well, probably not. Large group of Seraphim troops redirecting from the east. He's going to interrupt another T1 PD build. And we're starting to see the odd T2 unit here, so we've got a Banger and a Rhino there from Fiery, so he's transitioned. We've also got a T2 HQ there from Rock as well, who's starting to produce Ilshivas. But looks like potentially slightly further behind. We've actually got several T2 factories now. One here, one here. Ilshivas rolling off there from Rock. How does that compare? Well, just the 1 HQ it would seem there for Fiery, so significantly more production capacity for Rock. And of course with the Ilshivas as well. A lot more firepower at their disposal. Arguably the finest T2 unit in the game, because Seraphim, those of you who like my Facebook page will understand. A lot of engineers hanging about in the middle. If only Rock were to push forward, I think he's going to. That is a nice grab. All they wanted was some mass, and instead they have huge bolts of ionized plasma coming their way. And one hero Rhino standing out front is going to take pot shots at that group. Lots of Medusas in the background there. Of course, exceptionally useful for the EMPs, but Ilshiva's a nice counter with their speed. Apparently not enough of them to deal with all the rhinos, though. Meanwhile, a little push up here, and these 4 mexes still yet to have been built on, so it really shows you how aggressive Rock has been on this one. Plenty to secure on his side of the map. He has, however, managed to grab the rear ones, so that's a positive. But Rock perhaps slipping behind a little bit on Eco, losing his advantage there. Fiery making another play for a plateau, this time down here. And it's always a nice option. Get a build on way down here, often well out of view of your opponent's installations. Rock bringing his ACU up to try and deal with them, but having slight issues with a cliff face. Always hard, those rocks, and instead he decides he's going to reclaim it. That's the way to go. So he's going to sap the structure out from underneath itself there. But is the damage already done? We've got Medusas rolling in on this position. We have emplacements up, but another push in 2 locations now from Rock. ACU for Fiery dealing with the other one comfortably, and I think there's enough rhinos in place to dissuade this attack as well. Ilshiva's, though, so dangerous, especially on mass. Because we get another cornering of the ACU, though. Fiery down to 5,300 hit points and falling. Decent overcharge into a pack, takes care of 3 units at a time there. The Hydro is going to go down. What, if any, difference does that make to the power grid? Well, he's still reasonably comfortable. Decent margin of error there, should he lose a few more P-gens. But you want to get some more T2 ones in play soon, or some T2. Can't see any about on the map so far. Back down to the plateau. Zooey's counter-pushing now, and a whole bunch of Medusas going down. Did the ACU manage to take over the last factory? Yes, it did. So all production capacity on this plateau section down here at the bottom has been neutralized there for Fiery. So good work there from Rock. Doesn't like the look of that PD. It's going to back up away from that. Another little push in the center. A couple more units down here as well, but there's a steadily increasing field of reclaim here in front of Fiery's base. Long term, that can only be a positive for him if he can start to really capitalize on it. We'll take a look at reclaim values now. 10,300 there from Fiery. Rock on 10,200. So again, neck and neck on reclaim. Generated mass, though, Tag Rock still ahead, 86 to 53. It looks like the consistent values there or thereabouts. As the game calms down. Another Skyhook getting to work there with some airdropping of engineers. And now we're getting some T2 P-gens online with a shield gen to cover it. Wise decision. Ari going up for those 2 mexes up in the corner. And I'm going to compare rhinos on the field with Ilshivas now. So the pack of 14 all centered in the middle for Fiery. Rock has Ilshivas a little bit more spread out, but he's on 28. So there's a lot more T2 firepower on the map there for Rock, as you'd expect. And only now are we getting to the mexers up here for Rock? 21, nearly 22 minutes in. It's not that he's been resting on his laurels, it's that he's been far too busy trying to cripple his opponent, and he's certainly managed to deal a few blows. Fiery having some power grid issues now. Needs to sort those ASAP. Working on it as hard as he can. Just looking at map control. Slightly concerning for Fiery. Even if he's doing okay on eco. Map control plays more of a part the longer the game goes on, of course, so fine for a reasonable amount of time, but you can't just allow your opponent to sit on a large portion of the map. FA balanced in that way to discourage turtling. Not consistent every time, of course, but that is a hefty group of Seraphim Ilshivas coming in now for Rock. Rhinos coming in to the west, and of course the ACU of Fiery in place as well with that overcharge, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that that base, that forward position, is lost. 4 mexes down, 2 more now vulnerable. Mobile missile launchers causing issues, and even more scary for Fiery is the constant pressure that's coming in from this direction as well. However, we have bricks on the field now. Fiery breaching into Tech 3. How does that stack up? Well, the HQ there for Rock still producing Ilshivas. Still sitting firmly at Tech 2. Few engineers caught in the crossfire there as Fiery retreats up back towards his base, and this is looking rather insular now from Fiery as he's battening down the hatches and trying to defend, and he's likely to be yielding control of this other starting location up here. But he's got his ACU out front. His first priority is to stem the tide of this attack now as it flows on towards the main base. Lots of Ilshivas, THAMs, and the odd mobile missile launcher coming in as well. Fiery looking pretty healthy on his ACU. Most of the firepower being directed at the other units and the structures as these Ilshivas start rolling into the front of the base. However, bricks sitting comfortably under the shield gen at the back there. We've also got some Cerberus turrets in play as well. So although this will cause a few issues for Fiery, I don't think it's been too much of a problem, although doesn't want to lose any P-gens. He's lost the shield and he has lost one of the T2 P-gens. What has that done to his power grid? Well, it's left him right on the breadline, and he's still got problems coming in from the west as well, although I think that attack now might just peter out. Rock will be happy with that. He'll have damaged the power grid temporarily. If he could have snagged the other one, he really would have hurt Fiery, but of course he has managed to provoke a defensive response. Fiery withdrawing back to the main base and yielding this other starting location. 3 units of build capacity incoming now from Rock to take the position. Fiery trying to breach out. Knows he can't sit in his base. Has to get some control back. Is he going to try to move on to new climbs, or is he going to try and retake his old position? Those bricks up front, more than a match for what Rock's got on the front line right now. Another group of Ilshivers coming in slightly to the east. He's going to have to pull those back and try and plug that gap. But Rock now up to Tech 3 and starting to produce Othams, those siege tanks entering service now. And this is a nice tactic here from Fari. A little bit of standoff play going on. Mobile missile launchers harassing these mexes. 4 of them out of commission. Build capacity down here. Just working on some flak. Got a T2 coming in now. Be surprised if we see some TMD in play and then maybe a T2 PD. Try and thwart some of these units sitting on the ridge there. So those Ilshivers didn't press another attack. I think that probably would have been foolhardy. Much better actually to keep them in place over here and try and protect this build capacity while it asserts its authority on these other 4 mechs. Do much of that at the moment. 2 engineers just sitting there with 1 mechs built. Rock busy reclaiming the structures and rebuilding his own mexes on top of them. So let's do what we did earlier, only this time with the T3 units. Fari with just 5 bricks on the field at the moment. That compares to the 6 Othams, so really not a lot between them, but of course pound for pound the brick stronger, better unit than the siege tank. Rock perhaps wants to bag a couple of brick kills with the overcharge. Now with upgraded gun on that ACU. And the TAC missile launcher as well. And T2. So that is a heavily upgraded comm there. Just under 16,000 HP. Of course, some issues with that TAC missile launcher. Has one on board. I'm not seeing too many mexes that could have been picked off already, so perhaps he's just fighting for position. There is of course some TMD in place in the center, but there goes one of the command attack missiles. Where is it going? Well, going after that T1 factory there, but you can see the range of those zappers keeping that portion of the base safe. Shields blinking on and off, so Fari still with power issues. Minus 400 odd net. Mass currently 141 to 96. And dropping down to 49 there with the power issues, but I think that's probably more likely 96. Might be much less than that actually. He's really not sitting on much territory at all. I would be very concerned if I was Fari right now. If you look at that, sniper bots in play as well. Rock taking full advantage of the full arsenal at his disposal. It's amazing how switching up your main race can freshen up the game for you. Random little mass gift there. It's a transport brought in from Rock. Perhaps a slight misclick or one of those curious commands that you just never remember actually issuing. Happens so very often. Still convinced there might be some strange bug there that takes control of the odd unit, just does things that you didn't tell them to do. That's my excuse for my shoddy play, and I'm sticking to it. Otham struggling with this wall of bricks as well. See what I did there? Actually, Fiery turtling up nicely. Rock, as yet, unable to really assert his authority on this side of the map. Due in part, of course, to Fiery's control of the northeastern plateau. Does make life difficult when you've got Vipers hanging out on the cliff edges, sniping all of your stuff before you can get established. Minutes gone in this one. Let's take a look at the reclaim figures. So Fiery, well, they've jumped significantly, 44,000 and climbing. Tag Rock on 15,000, going on 16,000. So that is the result of the relentless pushing that Rock's been doing. This side of the map littered with wrecks. Most of them down here have been cleaned up, and that's all gone into Fiery's coffers there. So reclaim definitely helping Fiery stay in this one. That is not a small amount of mass to be sniffed at. Origin of that phrase, if you would please. Answers on a postcard. Why would you not sniff at certain things that are impressive? Down goes the shield in this little position, and this is about the most successful push Fiery's made in the last 15 minutes or so. Build capacity over here trying to get a wall of T1 PD up, just gets absolutely eradicated. That position now relatively defunct. Rock wanting to stick around and shed any HP to try and overcharge some of the bricks. Kind of surprised at that. He's got a little bit of time. Although, it can go quicker than you think. In comes an overcharge. 2 of the bricks go down. He says, no thank you very much. Had enough of that. Corsairs coming in to see. Rock knows best. If he had have done, that would have been the end of the game. You just can't be as ballsy when you're half an hour in as you could have been at the start. Otham's coming in to help the ACU, and also an Anathema, the mobile shield gen, helping to cover the com. Rock able to be much more aggressive now. Get in range, can overcharge another brick or two. But yeah, had he stayed and fought, he would have dealt with the bricks, and then a wave of Corsairs would have taken him out instantly. Nice little attempt though from Fiery, had that one on the cards. This is the first time we've seen any real tech in the air, as far as I'm aware. We do have T2 there from Rock as well. Feeling pretty well sheltered. Rock marching back down here. Doesn't want to allow Fiery the chance to get established anywhere outside of his base. Fiery, though, with an opportunity. All of these mexes, 8 mexes that could be relatively easily scooped just with an engineer sending him out there. I'm astonished he hasn't done that yet. Yes, he's had a lot to do, I know, but mass wins games. Corsairs harassing Rock now in several different locations. Mass engineered death. It's fine. They're only Seraphim, they're not human. Can't dehumanize the Seraphim. Even if you refer to them as hordes or swarms, it's fine. Rock trying to bring in some of his own air power, but that just gets obliterated. Take a quick look at where we stand on air power. So Rock with 10 T1 inties on the field pretty much, and that's about it. Fiery, significantly more firepower in the air, 22 inties and 12 Corsairs, so Definitely something Fari should exploit while he still has the upper hand. Clear up this side of the map, get some engineers in. Needs to pick up. This is too much mass for him not to grab. He has taken these two to his credit, but mustn't concern himself with reclaim when there's actual mass points to be snagged. Huge amount of mass potentially. Otham's under trebuchet fire, slowly getting whittled down. Either attack or retreat. Don't want to be standing there. Huge line of T1 PDs. It's all fun and games till a trebuchet gets in range. But now we're starting to see some T2 fight back in the air from Rock. We have Notha fighter bombers out in number, going after the Corsairs there, and quite a few Inties as well now. Rock, sensing his vulnerability, has ploughed a lot of resources into getting into the air game, and not just getting into it, but getting ahead into it. So the last few Inties and Corsairs in the centre belonging to Fari are taken out. They want to stay away from these pockets of troops on the ground, though, unless they're going to commit. They've got 3 or 4 bangers in there. They'll make short work of interceptors and fighter bombers. "39 minutes gone in this one. Rock still ahead, but not as much as you would expect. And this is actually very similar to the last game against Chosen. He was ahead and got himself ahead quite comfortably, but sort of had a problem dealing that killing blow. His opponent able to stay in it. That's a lot of Othams, though. A lot of siege tanks from Rock. Could do a lot of damage with those. 32 of them, if you can send them in quickly, could cause some problems. Fari with 13 bricks to stand against them in the centre. But we do have a monkey lawn under construction, so the first experimental to rear its head here from Fari. I think Fari's gone for a stealth upgrade on his comm there. What else has he got on that bad boy? Stealth T2, and that's it so far. But soon we'll have a monkey lord at his disposal. That's going to be sapping an awful lot of eco. All the while, more units on the field for Rock. Nice little push for him going on in the east. Can't see any experimentals being produced in the main base for Rock. But that eastern location, starting location, seems to have changed hands again. A lot of T1 units still being produced by Tag Rock. All the T1 seems to be funneled in this direction. All of the tech coming down the centre in the left-hand side. 191 to 157. It's a pretty comfortable margin, but that Monkey Lord now online. Where is he going with it? Well, straight to the centre initially. Question is, has Rock seen it? Has he managed to scout it? Does he know it's coming? He's got his eyes on the centre. Those bolts of plasma will be the first inkling. Another upgrade going on the commander as well down here. Interceptors brought in over the top of the Monkey Lord. To no avail. There is no air-to-ground firepower, seemingly, in the area for Rock. Monkey Lord taken minor, and I mean very minor damage. 44,200 or 300 hit points out of 45,000. 27 kills to his name so far. Those Othams actually withdrawing right to the front of Rock's main base. Now, if I was Fari, I would want to use that Monkey Lord to gain another foothold outside of the base. He is far too insular right now. He needs to be branching out. He needs to grab control of this up here. Still 5 mexes not under his control. It's pretty near his main base, and the other 3 still all at T1 as well. That needs investment for the future. That group of T2 and T3 belonging to Fari now wheeling southwest. Got its eyes set on the starting location down here. First T2 mechs down. It's 4 T2 mexes. That's not to be sniffed at. 24 mass per tick, wiped off Rock's eco. Down it goes, and a factory to boot. A couple more T2 mexes down here, ripe for the pick. A lot of build capacity down here. This is a nasty little bank of T1 anti-air that Rock has placed just southwest of the main base of Fari. One T1 mech still under his control as well. That would really annoy me if I was Fari. But we have T3 air now from Fari and strat bombers in play, as well as ASFs over in the east. So they're busy tidying up those fighter bombers. Where is that strat heading? Well, first victim, T1 radar. Not critical, but it all helps. Is that matched by tech on this side of the field? Well, yes it is. We have T3 air factory in play there for Rock as well. But Fari, the only one with the power to really sustain T3 air production. 9.8k power there from Fari. He's really been concentrating on it. And 7.4k for Rock, but that has just jumped from just under 5k. So Rock trying to rectify his power situation so he can compete in the air game. Meanwhile, Brick's taking care of this little bank of T1 anti-air now. And a T2 radar down here as well. That's gotta go. Evil Bricks. No emotional attachment to life whatsoever. Strat bomber should have a field day with the rest of that T1, assuming no interceptors suddenly materialize from Rock, who still has his air factories paused. And that's because he's trying to build an Ethota. But the Monkey Lord moving into the middle. Fari saying he didn't send it there. Very unhappy about it. Well, I think you probably did. You just didn't realize you did. The most annoying thing in the world when that happens. Lord knows it's happened to me on many occasions. Lovely strat bomb takes out about a third of that T1 firepower down here, and one whaler should be more than enough to finish off this merry band. Overkill always welcome. But that Monkey Lord in prime position for a bit of reclaim to flow into Rock's coffers. Rock so far on 30,000, Fari on 79,000 reclaims. So massive discrepancies between these two players on the reclaim front. The Thota is complete. I can hear it attacking something. There it is, east of the base, trying to prevent this run by from getting in around the back of the base, and it would be wise for him to do so because we've got 3 T2 mexes there, one of which with full associated mass storage. Strap bomber with 34 kills, but now taking T3 static anti-air fire. Gonna go though, that's the way to do it. A lot of collateral damage on that final SAM strike. Where did that Ethota go? Where did you go? There it is. So walking around the edge of the central plateau now, and there is nothing on this side of the map at all, and is making a beeline straight for Fiery's base. He's getting an upgrade on his comm. That should be finished before that gets there, so he shouldn't worry. But the Monkey Lord tied up in this diversionary attack from Rock, who's busy trying to sneak that Ethota in. Has Fiery got intel? Well, you can see that coming in now, and with the scout planes flying overhead, he'll now realize just how dire the situation is. He's still sticking in place, wants to dish out as much damage as he can to the Othams, but he's going to lose the front portion of his base. I think this is not sensible. He should be pulling that Monkey Lord back. Fiery with his ACU getting caught up on engineers right in the center. Control K kills off most of the engineers, but Fiery has grabbed the microwave laser on the comm and says, "No rice for you, Mr. Ethota." Nope. There you go. And Fiery emerges with his ACU unscathed. Still 15k of 15k HP. But the Ion Storm now targeting the T3 land HQ. And that is a blow. That goes down. Vitally important, though. He doesn't lose that T3 power plant as well. You can see plus 2,300 net. It's taken a few strikes already. He'll be wanting that to peter out immediately. Cannot afford to lose it. It's going to be close, and he manages to keep it online. And to boot, he's also busted the Otham line west of the central plateau. So very tenacious play here from Fiery. I really like that cheeky microwave laser upgrade. So I don't know whether that was intentional or just a lucky piece of engineering at the right time there, but either way, Fiery maintains his place in the game. And really, he lost that T3 land HQ. That is a blow. Won't be able to build from these now until he gets it replaced. And yes, he lost a few static emplacements and that mechs, but look at what he's gained. He might just repay the favor. Monkey Lord busting off them up here and could break this line. However, second Ethota inbound. Fiery needs to bring these bricks to bear on that Ethota. His attention is elsewhere, and instead he's going to withdraw. Wants to take a more southerly tack to keep the Monkey Lord alive, though. Bricks take a large round to the face. 3 of them go up at once. But look at this. So broken position, and heavily damaged position. So actually, no one running away with this one. Rock still in the lead, I think. That has to be reclaim based. 230 mass, he can't be ahead. Well, he's reclaiming at the moment. He's certainly not in the 300s. That is him scooping up that Ethota. And he's reclaimed that T3 HQ as well. Has he got another one down here? So it's been rebuilt down here in the bottom right hand corner. And we've got a ferry command listed. So is he doing something interesting with the transports? Well, hard to see. But now we're getting the first real T3 air engagement of the game. Fiery gets in behind some of Rock's ASFs there. And then Rock counterattacks. Major seesawing going on. He might have overextended now as well. And of course, a lot of bangers on the ground here for Fiery, so a lot of extra anti-air power, but Fari really needs to get up and secure one of these locations. This, apart from that Ethota coming down this side of the map, this has been open for the last 15-20 minutes. He needs to get in and secure it. Rock is definitely ahead, 239 to 171. It's not bad for Fari though, considering how little territory he's sitting on right now. Now bricks being airdropped from the plateau up here. In come the dragonflies to help assist. We've got loyalists, we've got bricks, we've got the odd trebuchet in there. But Rock, wise to the issue, comes in with a wave of ASFs, picks off one of the transports. Going to be a little late to stop the other drops. But importantly for Fari, he's got a few units on the ground down there. Not enough to break into Rock's base though. And also, I would be concerned if I were he about the strap bombers that are starting to be produced up here. Another Ethota online, heading around the eastern edge of the plateau. Another one under construction. And still that one just south of the central plateau down here as well, with Anathenas in support. We do have a Monkey Lord out in front of the base, but of course, pound for pound, Monkey Lord mano a mano against the Ethota, not going to do too well on that. 55 minutes gone in this one. Strap bombers dispatched by Rock to soften up the location. In fact, dealing with those recently deployed T3 units very comfortably indeed. More airdrops incoming, but with nothing to stop those strap bombers. It's not going to help Fari at all. Fari does have a handful of ASFs down here. Not currently willing to deploy them against the strats up here, though, at the top of the map. Loyalists fast-paced with decent damage. Take out a couple of those mexes. Don't fare too well against the Othams, but if they can get in through the shields, they might do some damage. However, the scary part of all of this is the second Ethota coming down the eastern edge of the map. Is there another one coming from over here as well? Well, for the moment, Rock holding his ground against a counter push. This has to be concerning Fari, though. Yes, he's got that microwave laser on the comm. You don't want to rely on it, and he's having power troubles to boot, so those shields not staying online. Fari perhaps needs to pause some air production or something to get them to stay. There they go. So he's rectified the power situation. Cerberus turrets opening up full whack on that second Ethota, but strap bombers causing all kinds of havoc for the front line. The other Ethota and the Monkey Lord took each other out. But that's an awfully dense ball of strap bombers that are now coming into the main base. They're going after the comm. Well, they're going to go straight overhead. Looks like they're trying to get a solution on the commander. The Ethota just trying to get into the base and take out as much of the power grid as he can. That main T3 P-Gen going to go down. What's that done to Fari's power? It's completely crippled it. And Fari now left dodging strap bombs as best he can, doing a pretty damn good job of it though. Eats one right at the end there. He's been rebuilding back up down here. There is another T3 P-plant down there. The Ethota is down. But can he do anything about all of these strap bombers? I suggest not. It looks like rather than worrying about the commander trying to chase that down, they're going to continue the crippling mission. And down goes the other T3 power plant. Fari now will be majorly power locked. And with that kind of deficit, I would suggest there is very little way back for him. Strap bombers continuing to circle, this time going after the other T3 land HQ. Lots of engineers suffering as a result of the bombs raining down on it. There's a T3 air HQ at the back here. That should be next. And Fari throws out the GG. It's all over Tagrock throws out the capital GG, because that was indeed a very good and entertaining game. And then Fiery Control Cases Com. It's all over right on the cusp of Epicosity, just before it finally finishes, not 4 seconds before 1 hour. So I told you it was going to be a long one. I promise I will get you some more fairly length games for all you who like to watch Guildcast on your lunch breaks. I know that we need to get more varied length, but it's so hard when games like that turn up, entertaining ladders or custom 1v1s that almost breach into Epicosity. I will take a look. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. There's always more to come from me in the future, but in the meantime, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.